believe that the overwhelming majority of you niggas that comment on this shit really would throw hands in real life.
I would. With you.
Listen. Nobody it's a lot of Monday morning quarterback.
What's popping, y'all? We got a good one today. Anton went on philosophical panel and people just wasn't feeling it. You had somebody in there named Picasso going crazy. He was feeling some type of way. The world class was feeling some type of way. Love was feeling some type of way. It was nasty work up in there, but towards the end of the conversation, it actually got into a good conversation. So I'm going to put the link to that video in the description below, man. Y'all go check it out. Roll the clip.
Well, first of all, I wanted to say respect to the platform, and the reason that I'm coming up here is because I support all creators, regardless of whether I agree with them or not, right? So I could disagree with you, but it doesn't mean that I don't want you to win, right? So let me start there by saying respect to the platform, and that's why I'm here. The second thing is, to answer you directly, I do think that you need to throw the culture away, because what I define as the culture, because I think it's a difference between Black people and Black culture, right? What we push as Black culture is the things that we celebrate the most. And definitively, most of the time, that is the worst things for us. We pedestalize, we celebrate it, we don't want to call it out, but then when somebody finally says something about it, then they become the big bad wolf. And so I don't celebrate the majority of what we as a culture like to champion is best for us. It has destroyed our households. It has destroyed our communities. And it's 10 times worse than it's ever been at any point in history. So I stand on that. I haven't changed up on that at all. I think
I agree with that too.
I believe that it needs to be
I haven't heard a lot yet.
Completely different culture, right? We celebrate jail culture, and then we down people that actually go to school every day, and we call them lames.
But Anton,
we push the worst things for ourselves, but then at the same time, you know how many people wanted to see me lose at Corey's platform? You know how many people wanted to see me lose?
Well, why, Anton? Why they want to see you lose?
Because I represent something that they are not used to seeing winning.
But that's not true, Anton. That's not why everybody wants. That's maybe why some of them do it. But everybody didn't want to see you lose because of that, bro.
That's why most people do it. If I was up here talking about some of the worst stuff ever, like we always do in our culture, I would be cool.
Anton, this is why
but because I stand 10 toes down
you
on
know
what
culture is.
This is why I'm disagree with you, Anton, because I go through the same thing. I go through the same thing. Everybody in this space, I just got into it with Fatty, because he was saying, you need to leave this space because you want to be righteous and all that. Because I be on panels talking about real shit. I be having interviews talking about stuff that's not messy. And I don't.
Philosophical definitely be on panels talking about real shit. I kind of like philosophical, man. He be definitely be trying to educate, bro.
Get that support when I do that. So I don't do that.
Well,
I literally was laughed at by people in this space.
Better. You need to learn how to market yourself better. That has nothing to do with.
No, I'm not talking about. I'm not even talking about, bro. I ain't even talking about numbers. I'm just talking about people rather see arguments than information. Now, if you want to say, hey, it's a better way to.
That's a fact, though. I mean, I always say people are more attracted to negativity than positivity, bro. Especially, bro. It's the internet, man. You know what I'm saying? People give praises to more negativity, get their attention to more negativity, man. So if you can find that positivity lane, I say do it.
Venture information. I'm not pushing. I'm always open to a suggestion. But what I'm saying is, I've been on panels with just all men, bro, and they laughed at me because I said things like, they said, "What's your solution, Illa?" I said, "I think the children is the solution. I think the children is
the children are the solution." You can't teach no old niggas nothing, so you got to focus on it. And that's why they say throw the baby out with the bathwater, bro. You can't teach these old people nothing. They not trying to hear that, bro. They stuck in their ways.
Is a viable solution, because we can't fix old dogs, but we can re-engineer. And
I agree with that.
But this is the thing. This space laughed at me. I was on panels with dudes, and I was bringing out books about history, about culture.
The difference between you and me is that I don't give a fuck about what people think about me.
No, I'm just giving you an example of how the gripe that I don't give a fuck me. That's why I do what I do. But
no,
I'm just giving you an example of that gripe that you have. I have that gripe as well. But that doesn't excuse. That doesn't mean I'm not going to still speak to these people with love. Like it's still some.
I'm sitting here, and as I'm paying attention, I'm just looking at Picasso of the South. I'm looking at him and his body language and his movements. He's not trying to hear none of this. So pay attention to Buddy right here, because he probably gonna have something to say.
Love and empathy and me trying to relate to people, because everybody is not what we see on the computer. Everybody's not what we see on the street. These people still got children, aunts and uncles and nieces and nephews. So I don't just speak the message that just go ahead.
Some people's lineage needs to die off. I don't need to support and rock out with people just because you're black. There's some people that are.
I've been saying this, man. People look at me crazy like you. The black motherfucker that's over there doing all that nigga shit, he do not represent me, bro. Like I'm over here, they over there, bro. We separate. We need to separate for the good. You know what I'm saying? All this bullshit about sticking together. Why am I supposed to stick together with a nigga who over there doing a bunch of evil shit? It doesn't make sense.
Are so degenerate and so bad for what it is that we stand for. And let's be clear, we're the only culture that forces all of us to support all of the bullshit, regardless of what everybody does. All white people don't fuck with white people. Asian people don't fuck with Asian people. They outcast them to certain cities. If you go over to Japan, if you go over to Tokyo, they got whole cities that's dedicated to motherfuckers that can't come outside, based off of the fact that they're not contributing to the culture and they're degenerate. But we're the only culture that we have to support it all just because I'm black. No, I don't.
No, I don't think we need to support all the bullshit. But we still have to give freedom.
But let me just say this. I think that what you said, as far as ruling in love, I don't believe in that. I believe that sometimes you have to completely go in to destroy all of it. And I don't feel as though I have to make it right with people that have lived their whole lives to be destroyers. Some people are not good people for people, and I believe that I can destroy it all. I think when I go into a place, I'm not looking to be friends with these niggas. I don't need to have a conversation with everybody to make it cool. And let me be very clear. When me and Court, because a lot of people say I came in with an agenda.
Bro, Picasso is over there bothered. He is bothered by whatever Anton is saying. He's bothered.
I thought you did.
Corey called me and set the pace of what the agenda was going to be before I got there. I knew it was going to be smoke because he already told me that it was going to be smoke and that he had smoke for me. I knew he was going to disrespect me before he disrespected me because he had already led on. He didn't say directly, I'm going to disrespect you. He said, I got smoke for you, and it's not going to, you know what I'm saying? It's not going to be one of them cool shows. So what do you think I'm going to do? You think I'm going to go in there like a deer in headlights?
Hey, I don't think he really knew.
I'm asking a question.
I don't think he did.
Because everybody
if that's the case, no.
Make a big deal. They make a big deal when I say that I prepared and I studied for him. I think that the real travesty is that he wasn't prepared, but yet he invited me to his studio.
I said that. I said that in my prior video. I said, nigga had invited somebody up there but didn't do a background on this person. That is crazy work. You inviting somebody into your territory and you ain't did nothing. You ain't did no studying of this person. It is crazy. You just letting people walk up in your place.
I flew from Detroit to LA. And so you think that I'm supposed to be the B-side. I'm supposed to be the one that's going to lose. I wasn't prepared to lose.
And prior to you coming on the show, I kind of alluded to that.
Bro, y'all really got to pay attention to him, bro. He's bothered by everything.
Because quite frankly, like I told the brothers here, y'all both won because y'all basically have us talking about it. And the internet space, that is exactly what it's designed for, is to have people talk. Whether they're talking negative or positive does not matter. The point is, we're sitting here talking about it. So I commend y'all both on that. But to my point that I made prior to that, neither one of y'all was sitting there y'all both were doing the same thing. When you pointed out the fact that
I met his energy, bro. I never got disrespectful until I got disrespectful.
Why is he shaking his? All right,
you came in, Anton. You came in being condescending, bro.
What did I say? Wait. What did I say that was condescending?
You said you came in to allude to his chat. You came in to allude to how tough his chat was, and that they not tough.
He talking to the chat. He talking to the chat. Like, how's that being condescending to Corey though? And Anton go at his own chat. He talk crazy to his own chat. Like what?
Because the whole chat, if you go back and watch the live, the whole chat was saying, "Oh, he gay, he gay, he gay, he gay, he gay."
But you just said you don't care what people say. You just said you don't care what people think, bro.
The first thing Anton said was that I was on time
and being disrespectful.
All right, here we go, Picasso. He talking now.
Respectful because I talked to the chat.
I said condescending. That's what I said.
Yeah, but again, bro, this is the content creator part of it, bro.
Fantastic.
You can't say all fantastic. Let me say this.
I do every single
what
day
is that?
on every single live stream, on my own live streams, is I talk shit to the chat. I talk shit.
It's content, bro. It's content creator. Creators do that, man. Content creators do that. They talk crazy to the chat, man. They give you more engagement and everything with them.
To my own chat every single day. That is not new.
Let's get off the chat. Let's get off the chat.
I want to know.
That's one at a time, y'all. Anton here, so let's let him talk.
The first thing that Anton said was he was on time.
Disrespectful to him.
How's that disrespectful?
Prior to being told. Prior to being told that I kissed white men's ass.
Not disrespectful. It was condescending. The on-time statement, the very first statement that Anton made was
I got invited to a show.
And he was late.
Wait. I got invited to a show. I flew 4.5 fucking hours from Detroit.
So what?
Wait.
So what? So that just sounds hella unprofessional, bro. You get invited somewhere. You flew 4 hours from Detroit to LA. And then you got somebody that's supposed to be there shows up an hour and a half late. What? So you can't show me enough respect for. Well, you can't show enough respect for me for you to come on time. You invited me here. You ain't even on time. I'm here before you. And he talking about so what? I don't know where these people mind be at. Hold on. Cause this is crazy. It's about to get crazy. I can tell you.
Not disrespectful. It was condescending. The on-time statement, the very first statement that Anton made was
I got invited to a show.
And he was late.
Wait. I got invited to a show. I flew 4.5 fucking hours from Detroit.
So what?
Wait, give me a second.
Okay, you're right.
I flew 4 hours from Detroit.
How is that okay? For you to even just say so what to that is crazy. So what? That's okay to do. I did just watching some of these goddamn, I don't even know, these podcasts and sometimes just seeing some of this stuff regarding to this whole situation is mind baffling, bro. What some of these people are saying on these goddamn panels.
I'm there on time. Gotta wait more than a half hour for you to even arrive. That's disrespectful in itself.
Yeah, on this business, demand, and everything. That's what I'm saying. How you gonna say whatever?
You could discuss that off camera, though. Exactly. You could discuss that before the show starts, bro. You could discuss that before the show starts. If it's that big of a deal, bro, you could discuss that before the camera get rolling.
In fairness, hold on. Hold on,
Hey, Illa talking, man. Y'all gotta shut the hell up. Illa talking, y'all gotta shut the fuck up, bro.
All right,
fellas.
Why do you think that he was complaining about the conversation that I had with Darlene for a long time before he even got there? You know why I was able to do that? Is because he wasn't there.
Yeah, he was late.
The reason why I was able to have so much conversation and get toured on the whole facility and find out who owned it and learn all about what it is that's going on and see how his production team work and kick it with Darlene and get every single piece of information is because he wasn't there. That's not my fault. That's the you fault.
So what are you trying to expose by doing that?
No, I said, what did I do that was disrespectful prior to being told?
Before we got to the disrespectful part, we asked about the condescending. The first thing that they said was the chat. But no, hold on, Anton. The condescending thing you did, the very first thing you said was condescending, which was I was on time, which was something you could have discussed afterwards. But you came there with the identity that you were gonna win something.
That's unfair.
Listen. So he told me
he already explained what he was trying to do.
He told me on the phone. He wanted this to be an explosive, volatile, and he wanted this to be emotional. He told me, listen, this is the honest to God truth.
Can you prove that?
No. Listen to what
let him talk, y'all. Let him talk.
I have to prove it.
No,
you
can
ask
right,
him.
Anton.
Listen to what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
One of the things that he told me when I first got on the call is, I hope you don't record phone calls. I said, why? I said, what's that?
Damn, man, what's up with this, man? Anton, you out here wearing wires, cuz?
I don't record no phone calls. I said, you ain't never seen me drop no receipts on nobody phone calls. He said, because I want to set the stage of how things is gonna go. First thing he started to do is he started to talk about all of the niggas that he didn't like. I'm not gonna say that out loud because that ain't got nothing.
Yeah, that ain't important.
The second thing that he said was what he wanted the show to be like. He knew it was gonna be volatile. He knew it was gonna be problems. He didn't want me to agree with him, and he wanted it to actually be some real fireworks in there.
Okay. That's fine.
Hold on. Are you saying
that sounds like a good content setup? That's what it sounds like. Like you was about to get some good content.
Okay.
If you set the stage for how you want it to go, it's your show, it's your studio, it's your production team. You say you want me to be there. I got the text messages from Phil of exactly the time that I had to be there. I'm sitting there waiting, all of this stuff. Why are y'all making so many excuses for a grown man not being able to meet the expectation?
That is crazy. That is crazy here because it sounds like y'all definitely making a lot of excuses. Now, if you want to say I'm campaigning, y'all can say that I'm campaigning now. Because the more stuff of this story that comes out is crazy work. You know what I'm saying? That he had to sit there and wait. You invited me here. You was late. Now they feel some type of way because he had said I was here on time. So he said that. That's a problem because he said he was there on time.
Exactly. Let me ask this question. Oh, let me ask this question. Let me ask this question.
Monster, let me jump in real quick. I'm gonna say this.
Good at.
Because I don't want to be petty because we can get to the meat of the shit. If that's the case, out of fairness, I'm not. Nobody can say I'm unfair. We already know our history is well documented. If Corey was late and he told you that on the phone, you just saying I was on time is minor. In my opinion, in that instance, that's all. We could just move on. That's what happened behind the scenes, and all you said was you was late. I think that's like it's null and void at that point. That aspect, but it's a lot to unpack in this conversation.
It's a lot.
I have a question. I have a question.
Hey, wait. Here's the real question, because see, y'all only talk about how I responded. What did I do to warrant a nigga saying to me that I kissed white man's ass?
Well, let me make this statement.
Go ahead, Boss.
I got a statement to make because I gotta run in a little bit. But when I first got on, I specifically said you can't police someone's response to disrespect. I said that. So that
I said this in my other video, man. You cannot dictate how somebody responds to disrespect. These niggas on here, I don't know what's going on and what's.
So whatever someone says or does that triggers you in a way that's disrespectful, they don't have a right to determine how you respond to their disrespect. But
I agree.
But what I wanted to say, though, my question for you, Anton, is this. You spoke about how certain aspects of Black culture is toxic, how it needs to die, and I understand
the majority of what it is, yes.
For sure. and you don't really care about, you know, what people think, so on and so forth. However, I must say, do you think the display that you both had is a good image and positive and beneficial to the image of Black men based on what's already said about the levels of ignorance or toxicity that people say we display? Wouldn't that be a part of the negative elements of Black culture that you are against?
No, absolutely not.
Could you explain?
Is because I believe that people need to understand that intellect and the nerd, because I champion myself as being a nerd, that it's cooler to be the nerd than it is to be the guy that he is.
Okay, so what about?
I believe the message that people received is that the bully get bullied when they don't have themselves ready and prepared intellectually, and it shows that the leaders and the people that we follow is trash. And so I don't give a fuck about what other people think about me. As far as like outsiders, what people will say is the image of Black people. The only thing I care about is how am I affecting other people as far as changing the narrative of what we should be and how we should be as far as what we champion is the best thing for the culture. That's the only thing I care about. I don't give a fuck about what nobody else thinks.
So do you think that was a good display? Do you think that was a good display of what Black culture should be? Two Black men, Mandingo fighting, using profanity against each other, cursing each other out. You know, do you think that was a good display of what Black masculinity should be? As opposed to, because to me, it seemed like that's the same thing. That's already. Hold on, let me finish. Let me just, but what was intellectual about that? Because to me, the display was very similar to what we see on Zeus Network or any other Black media-based show in terms of the dialogue being toxic, disrespectful to one another. Because my position is that you both took L's in that regard. You know, I understand you had an agenda, he had an agenda, but to me, it just wasn't a good look. I understand you don't care, but not caring still doesn't speak to the fact of what needs to change in Black culture as far as the nonsense and the toxicity. And I think that was a further display of that.
I think you need to go back and study the tape.
But even more importantly,
what I took from it is it was intellectual until it wasn't. It was a conversation until one person couldn't substantiate their argument, and then they started to throw insults. But see, what I believe is also about the whole situation is that this isn't a Black thing. This isn't just a white thing. This isn't anything. This is a man thing. And when somebody call you an insult, I don't think it's a bad thing to stand up for yourself. When somebody say, hey, move out the way, and they pull up their chair like they're going to do something, I don't think it's a bad thing for you to stand up for yourself. So I met energy. It was an intellectual conversation until it wasn't. And when somebody got frustrated, they called you out your name. And instead of me saying, well, you know what? I'm going to turn the other cheek, I decided not to.
Hold on. I ain't said shit the whole time.
We got to do one at a time, y'all. We got it, fellas. Okay. We got to do one at a time. He's here. We ain't got a trip. He showed up to my surprise, because I thought this was way too small for you, but you pulled up. So respect. So let's talk respectfully. We're not trying to have a Corey versus Anton part 2 or Illa versus Anton part 2. We just talking about what we agree with and we don't, but we gotta be in our proper body and go one at a time. So the floor is gonna go to Picasso and then Fantastic. All right.
I only got like a half hour because I got to get ready.
No, you ain't. I got you.
Like, all right, cool.
Okay, so you just said you came in and you matched energy. I want to challenge you. You didn't match the final energy. I believe you saved yourself through optics by looking like you matched energy.
How do you know?
Because you didn't say it again.
I said it 3 times.
Oh my God. How many times do a nigga gotta say that before you pop off. So you gotta just say it one more time so he can pop off. This is crazy. People are sounding crazy over this situation. He offered him to go outside and shoot the fade. But how is you not matching energy if you offering to go outside instead of messing up your platform, messing up your money, messing up his own money? Like, what are we talking about, bro?
No,
and this is the, and
he was in your face.
You want me to put a pen on my shoulder?
Anton. This is the part that everybody missed. When he got in your face, he took time. He said, "Do you want to go there?" I don't know all the verbatim, right? But when he put that mic down, he said, "Say it again." Since you wanted to since you wanted to provoke that level of energy, you should have said it again. Since you wanted to match that energy, going outside is not matching that energy. Saying it again is matching that energy, Anton, and that's what real men do.
Listen, bro.
Hold on. Anton, let me finish my part. You only got 30 minutes. You only got 30 minutes. Look, if somebody comes to you and
Mr. Fantastic, that he irritated. I don't know what it is, what they got going on, him and Picasso, but he's irritated with Picasso.
Your face and said, "Hey, you said some shit from over there, but I'm in your face, and I don't want to tear my shit up, and I don't want to derail my brand." No. But guess what? A man gives another man a chance to pop some shit off if he really want to, because sucking the dick of black people is popping some shit off. But he came to your face and he said, "Say it again, brother. Say it again."
Jesus Christ.
So you gonna give me a chance to respond, or you just want to get it out?
Bro. You ain't just matching energy until he wasn't.
Hey, fantastic. Chill out. Go ahead, Anton.
You telling me to chill out, nigga? I'm the only one that ain't
Hold on. We ain't gotta argue. Here's the thing. Here's where I'm from. It may be a little bit different than where you're from. Where I'm from, we don't have to go up to a person and say, we don't need nobody to put a battery in our back to do whatever it is that we feel. If we feel disrespected, we disrespect it. So it's either you're going to do something or you don't. Here's the key. I'm not there to fight. I'm not there to be a tough guy.
But you were. You provoked something.
You gonna let me finish?
Yeah, let him talk. Please let him talk.
You gonna let me finish? I'm not there to.
Oh my God, bro.
Be the tough guy. I'm also not there to fuck up your platform, because the one thing that we know for sure, and the two things is for certain, is YouTube do not fuck around when people fight. Okay. They don't fuck around with porn, and they don't fuck around with fighting. They will demonetize you, they will remove you, and your platform will be completely gone. That's just the facts. So what I told him is that, listen, I'm gonna respect your platform. That's what I said, word for word. I said, I'm gonna respect your platform. In the midst of all, when he said it again, I said, nah, listen, I said, man, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. You ain't tough. I don't think you're gonna do nothing, but I'm gonna respect your platform. That's what I said out of my mouth, verbal.
And then he said he not matching energy. Nigga, I don't have to say first off, you can't tell me what to say. You can't. And then he told him, like, I don't give a F about none of that ish. He offered him the fade to go outside. How you still not matching energy? Now you gotta match energy how the person wants you to match energy. I get it. Okay.
Bait him. Okay. And I said, all right, listen. The minute
you let Fantastic get in it, he ain't gonna be here that long.
Go and watch the tape. The minute that he put the microphone down, I said, because apparently to me that means it ain't no more talking. All right, well, we can go outside with this shit.
Oh man, come on.
That's exactly.
Let him speak his speech. Fantastic jump in there, and then I want to talk to you before you leave.
Let me go out to Fantastic. Yeah, bro. Come on, bro.
You're right.
So,
Fantastic, go ahead.
Yeah, so first and foremost, y'all are only assessing this in the moment. This is Corey's brand, okay? Corey disrespects black people all the time, specifically black people 99% of the time.
God damn, thank you. Thank Mr. Fantastic. He got some goddamn sense up here, man, and Illa, like, and probably Sean too. Truth, he ain't really said nothing.
Okay, so if and when he goes there and Anton's giving you some behind the scenes shit where he said, hey, bro, hey, it's gonna be smoke, it's gonna be whatever. And again, he's going there with content. It's not Anton. We already said this. Anton is away. He don't have no home court advantage. He's in the belly of the beast. He's in the fucking lion's den. And then you start saying some wild shit. The whole point of Corey, y'all saying Corey won or he and what? No, Corey didn't win anything. Corey's whole point was to punk Anton from jump. All right, he's the pudgy internet nigga. It's not tough, so he gonna say some shit. I'm gonna take it there because I know I can't defeat him intellectually. Y'all keep talking about the intellect or lack the intellect. He missed what Anton said several times just from the political thing. He said, hey man, local elections. He kept talking about national. Corey doesn't even have a fundamental understanding of politics, bro. So again, this is where Anton is right.
See, yep. Fantastic. Know what he's talking about.
Right, in the point of where the comedians and the athletes and the people that don't know shit about the shit niggas need to care about are the people that speak for and represent everybody, bro. Okay?
Keep telling niggas. Stop idolizing these niggas. I keep telling you, stop idolizing these motherfuckers, bro. Because if you take all that fame and then strip that money away, these niggas don't really be knowing shit, man. Respectfully.
Anton,
can I ask y'all a question?
Let me do this real quick, bro. Because like I said, I ain't saying shit. Everybody hasn't got their shit in. Now, Anton, the provoking part, right? Cool, fine. Where I'm from, Anton, where most niggas from, niggas don't get in your face like that. Okay, you again, where the man shit, we gonna talk about man shit. You should have never allowed yourself to be in a position where a man is standing over you, domineering over you, sit down in front of you, and then wave his hands and do all this fucking Tony Ayo shit or whatever. Now, I think you did fucking do the best thing once the opportunity presented itself to create space and distance and get up and whatnot, what have you. But at the end of the day, neither one of y'all wanted to fight, bro. You didn't want to fight. Corey's fucking 58 years old. You're not trying to fight. And again, at the end of the day, it worked out for the best part for you because you're the full-time content creator.
Exactly.
And Corey does a fucking podcast one time a week.
Exactly.
In life, in every situation.
Oh, here we go.
What do you mean here? What are you talking about, bro?
Just finish. Just finish.
Go ahead,
brother. Because I can sense when people already is a fan of maybe Corey Holcomb, or they're unable to make an objective assessment, right?
True.
And that's when they start to reply before I even say what I'm gonna say. You gotta let me finish, right? In life, in no fight that I've ever had in my entire life, elementary school, middle school, high school, brothers, nephews, uncles, I've never wanted to fight. I don't know many people that want to get into a confrontation just off a GP. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to do what I got to do if I got to do it. That's the whole point. Everybody keeps saying, man, you didn't want to scrap. I know, nigga, I came up there for a conversation. Of course I didn't want to scrap. That wasn't the goal.
So can I ask the question real quick?
Hold on. Let me respond.
That's crazy.
So this is, like I said, and this is my problem. This is my issue.
It wasn't even, listen. It wasn't even about winning or losing.
Absolutely not. I agree.
It's not about winning or losing. I didn't lost. I didn't won. It's not about winning or losing. It's about, listen, if you really about that life, because I never asked to switch chairs. I never went up to him and got in his face. If this is what you about, then let's really find out.
You was talking greasy short shit.
The thing that niggas ain't having a conversation about is when I stood up, he sat down.
Yeah, but he said, get your bitch ass out of here. You and your bitch. Like, I don't even want to keep talking about that part.
That's the end. That's the way.
Yeah, that's the end, but I'm saying he said in your face, but this is my issue, Anton. This is my
issue. The run.
My issue, my point is this. It's a way to do.
Who said I stood up the run? Who said
I did. You, the one right next to you, you stood up the run.
Yeah. Bro, let me say
you were
this.
Escaping.
I'm gonna say this.
What? You stood up to run. That nigga stood up because he said he is about to leave, bro. What is why? Niggas forever just want to be gangsters or something. I'm so lost. Niggas want to be thugs, want to be tough guys so bad, nigga. Like, what are we talking about? The nigga got up out of there, nigga, because the situation is already out of hand, nigga. Now he calling me out of my name.
He's an escape artist.
Right back down. Yeah. I don't believe that the overwhelming majority of you niggas that comment on this shit really with no hands in real life.
I would with you.
Listen.
Nobody
it's a lot of Monday morning quarterback.
Look, I don't see what I'm saying. I don't know what did we talk. What is going on with Picasso? Why is he so angry at Anton? Like, did they have something before or something? Because I'm completely lost. So why is he coming at Anton with all this energy, bro? And this is something in the culture they were just talking about. This type stuff right here. You not come on, man. Why is you taking it there? Why are you trying to take it there?
Oh, Jesus.
I don't believe that I have never in my life.
What's that belief based on?
I had millions of people that agree with me and disagree with me. I have never seen not one of you niggas ever say
Stop
anything
talking tough, Anton.
Hold on, wait.
Let him rock. Let him rock.
You the guest. Y'all talking about me. So let me get my shit off because ain't nobody coming to hear about you. Ooh. I have never ran into any one of you niggas in real life and ever heard none of y'all niggas say that y'all had a problem and that y'all wanted to throw hands. So let's be clear. Stop that tough guy.
You can't run.
Everybody stop that tough guy shit, bro. Stop the tough guy shit.
Well,
you would never even be able to get close to me. So that's not even a conversation. Don't tell me what you would have did.
You're funny, man.
Don't tell me what you would have did. You would never do no shit in real life. We not going with that shit.
Stop the funny. You wouldn't say my dick in my face.
Well, I wanted to go ahead, Ella, you got it. You got it.
I'm just trying to. This don't have nothing to do with nothing, bro. Like this became unproductive. Like this ain't even a productive conversation no more, dog. Like Picasso and the world class, like I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on. Why they trying to come at Anton like that? Like this is the best time for y'all to just be asking questions and about the situation and everything. Like this is how it's being conducted.
No, come on, bro. Come on.
What I'm gonna say is this.
Picasso, I got you, but that's a waste of time.
It's only a couple niggas on here that I believe will throw hands. If we gonna have a conversation and y'all want to talk about what's fruitful for the community, why are we? Because I don't even believe that people want to hear that shit. We are talking 95% of the time on what I would do if I wanted to. Y'all had an opportunity to ask me any fucking question that y'all want to. And that's how I know that the community is degenerate. That y'all don't.
And this is what they chose, though. Now they just trying to attack him on some bullshit. I don't understand.
Well, can you?
Anton, hold on, y'all. But Anton, what did I say?
Philosophical and the other guy is the only ones that brought up anything that was relevant as far as how it is that we can progress the community. Y'all are more interested in talking about who woulda, coulda, shoulda on the scrap.
No.
Hold on. With that being said, let me respond. That's my thing. Because I'm not no super tough guy, but if we was around each other when that shit happened, bro, it would have went left. But that was 3 years ago.
Probably.
That's 3 years ago.
I think that and maybe Mr. Fantastic tops.
But when it comes, but my issue with that's disrespectful, right?
Nah, that's kind of crazy right there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's disrespectful right there. Hey, bro. Hey, bro, you don't know nobody on
He's great. Honestly, he's great.
Let Ella rock.
This is greatness
in order for you to grow in this space. I'm talking about on some content creation shit. You got to get control of the emotions of the men that you have on your panel, bro.
That's not emotion.
That's a fact, bro. That's a fact because if you pay attention the whole time, Picasso was his whole body language, and as Anton was talking through this whole time, he been up here, Cub been over there, emotional as hell, moving, making faces, doing this and all like. And then when he started talking, look at what's happening.
Because they don't.
Respectfully, Anton, I see a lot worse.
Didn't you run Fight Club?
Than I see on my shit, bro. You just made a hold on, please, everybody, please stop talking. I'm talking to Anton right now, please. I don't have no wild ass dust ups on my show, bro. It's gonna be some.
I'm talking about you got an opportunity to clip this shit up and get a lot of views and all of that. And they want to be the main character instead of ask questions.
That's a fact. That's a fact. This whole time, bro, it just seemed like Picasso just want to be the main nigga, just going at Anton right now, and then the world class just hopped in now, and he's saying, and they just talking about this whole about the fight situation, and now you got Picasso over there talking about some. I'll fight you. You the only one. I'll fight you. Like, what are we doing, bruh?
I'm talking purely on content, purely on some content shit.
And that's my problem, Anton. I'm not all the way into that mindset because my thing is, not saying you wrong, but my thing is, I try to have organic conversations, not just online conversations. And in real life, things get testy. In real life, sometimes I just don't let nobody get disrespected. I'm not letting nobody get called a bitch or a hoe. If you watch, I'm sure you don't watch my channel, but I don't have none of that.
Listen, I watch everything, bro.
Well, you should know I don't do that. I don't have no type of
right here, right now.
You said what?
I'm talking about in this conversation right now. If it's
just ask the question.
When people come on my platform, let's say Myron, some people don't like him, some people do like him. You know what we do? We shut up and we let him talk. We extend the grace because he's the person that is going to bring all of the views because of his he's the guest on a platform that people are not willing to that haven't been used to seeing on the platform.
So you a clout chaser.
We had no idea you was going. I feel you right. I had no idea.
Philosophical, I'm out. I'm gonna holler at you, bro. Listen, philosophical.
Let him talk.
Philosophical. Hit me up.
I want you to
email me philosophical.
Let him talk, Sean. Let him talk.
Philosophical. Email.
The problem right here is the fact that everybody want to try to throw shots and this and that. Like, you could literally just be having a conversation, especially on the content game. I'm new to this content stuff, man. Like, I'm learning stuff just watching this. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you got Love right here. He ain't said nothing. He ain't said too much or nothing. Like, he ain't really got disrespectful or nothing like that. But he just took a little shot. Like, so you a clout chaser? I mean, yeah, Ella, you almost lose an opportunity just because they doing what they doing down there.
We'll do a one-on-one live stream together, and I'll answer any question that you got that you want to answer. That way you can get the clips. That way you can get all of the, anything that you want to get off, and we can have a conversation individually.
I respect that, and that's a bet. Don't. You gotta unblock me though.
What are you talking about? I ain't blocked you on
the gram, but it's all good. Just unblock
on the gram. No. Email me. I don't know who's blocked or what.
What's your email?
I don't even really run my Instagram. But email me. Just email me at antondaniels413@gmail.com. We'll chop it up.
antondaniels413@gmail.com.
Okay.
I got you. Thank you for pulling up. I'm gonna hit you up very soon.
Anton, before you go, can I just make this point?
Yeah. What's up, Sean?
You made very valid points, and I come from the background of the entertainment industry, and that's why I look at all of this as entertainment, and that's what I shared that you guys did, and you did it successfully. And the points of views that you made today were valid.
Yes, they were valid.
They were very valid. And even the last point that you made with Ella in reference to being able to grow in this space. So all I was going to say is that whereas the exploitation of the behaviors that we often see on the internet is beneficial and can grow your platforms, but to Matt's point, does that help us collectively in our communities?
Yes.
In other words, Anton, this is my plan. I'm trying to find a middle ground between objectivity and calling out problems, but still respecting the humanity in each other. And I think sometimes we go too far where we can't find that balance. We either it comes off as we just kissing each other's ass or just totally disrespecting each other. My platform is trying to find that medium. But if you said let's talk about it, we could talk about it when I hit you up.
I think that it's a time for everything. I think it's a time to be intellectual. I think it's a time to debate, and I think it's a time to get move the chairs a little bit.
I can't.
I just want to ask Anton Daniels, why didn't he respond to Corey's question? That was intellectual. Why have the world class right next to you on your? I think it would be your right.
Are you the dude that said you fight me?
No, I wouldn't. No. I don't know what you're talking about. The nigga asked you, why don't you address white males? Why come you don't address white males the same way you address black males? That's what his question was. That's where it went left. He asked you twice, as I guess he got that from the conversation.
Right, and I said that I do.
Thank you. At least somebody asked something different. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, world class.
That's what I said I'm an equal account.
But he literally asked you what when you didn't.
Because what was happening was Corey was jumping from point to point every time I made a point. When we talked about local voting, he overtalked me and then he moved over to slaves. When we talked about the transatlantic slave trade, he moved another point and then he moved over to white men. So Corey wasn't trying to have a conversation.
He was moving the goalposts every time. At first, like I said, he just said white people. The Anton brought up the white liberal women he be talking about all the time. Then he tried to jump to something else. Oh, what about they white men? Like, come on, he was moving the goalpost every time he was talking about something.
That point, and that's why I said, slow down, because you're talking loud, but you're not saying anything. And then I proceeded to say, I'm an equal accountability smoke giver, and I talk about everybody. And if you go to my platform, I pulled it up yesterday on the Millionaire Morning Show. I got 692 videos on the Anton Daniels channel alone going in on white men. 692 videos on the Anton Daniels channel alone going in on white men. I go in on liberal white men mostly, right? I talk about white men. I talk about white women. I say that liberal white women is the worst thing that ever happened to the country. I talk about black women. I talk about black culture. I talk about everything.
And just real quick, right? Well, even importantly, hold on. Corey Holcomb brought up a white woman getting shot by ICE, bro, but he's against the white people. Anton said, fuck the white lady. So I don't understand how you be like, oh, well, you didn't say nothing bad about white people. You just said fuck the white lady that died.
That nigga literally said that shit in that. Mr. Fantastic. He's paying attention, bro. Everybody don't pay attention, bro. They don't.
Dedicated to talking about the degeneracy of white men. I've never done a special week, and this was a year and a half ago.
But when you talk about black people, you don't
when you talk about bringing up white people, and I had white men coming up to debate me, and I went off on white men specifically about their degeneracy, how they lose control of their household, how they was the first ones that started buying pussy overseas, the whole 9 yards. So when I said that you don't have the capacity because you're too busy, that means that you haven't watched all of my content. And I understand it because he his own man and he got a lot of shit going on also. But even people took that as an offensive.
But I'm gonna say,
hold on, bro. Please hold on. So what I'm gonna say is this, though, Anton. I think a lot of issues that you hate about the black community, they have a paper trail that lands at the feet of the white community. So a lot of times when we talk about these things, we only talk about them one-sided. They didn't just happen overnight. Our behavior was never the tipping point that triggered the way them treating us away. When we behaved at our best, they was hanging and lynching. And I know you said that don't have nothing to do with us, but it does. I didn't get lynched. I wasn't hung, obviously. But they did that to people who did behave well, who were going to church, who were Christian. So to make it seem like our behavior is the determining factor of how these people are misplacing us, that's just not true. Like when you say liberal white women are the bane of this country, I highly disagree with that. You know what I'm saying? I think behind a liberal woman, behind all of these movements is a European male, regardless of the optic.
You'd have to add the context. So when I say the liberal white woman, I'm speaking of in current times. In 2024, 25, 26, so on and so forth. But
Anton, today is just a reflection of the past.
Here's the thing, philosophical. We could debate that.
Let's do it.
Okay. We could debate that. I'm cool with that. I'm willing to debate that all day long. But to say that I don't, it's one thing to say, Anton, you're wrong. It's another thing to say that I don't do it. You can have an opinion you can have an opinion and say, man, I think you're wrong on this. I think you're wrong on that. And this is the context similar to what you just said, right? And that's debatable. But you can't say that I don't. Because if you in the middle of if you don't know, then that means that you're the ignorant one, not me.
But that's saying that somebody got to watch all your content.
Hey, Anton.
No, that's not saying that
One
somebody
at a
has to
time,
watch
y'all.
It
One at a time.
It's
Please,
not saying
please.
that somebody has to watch all my content. It's saying
that's what
that
you just
once
said.
it's saying that once I correct you, don't keep standing on it. Either go do the research or stand down because you're wrong.
But you didn't.
Why are y'all not holding Corey to the same standard?
But
Where's
but you
Corey's outrage? Hold on, bro. Where's Corey's outrage and rage against the white man?
Thank you. Thank you. Nobody is trying to hold Corey accountable, bro. Y'all trying to give him all these goddamn passes, my nigga. What is happening here?
He fucking expected Anton to have. He do the same shit.
This is why fantastic.
Hey, Anton, let me ask you a quick question, bro.
Let me ask this last question. When I do an interview, when I bring somebody on my platform, it doesn't matter if it's a Brittany Renner, Charleston White, who else have I had on there? Lamar Odom, fucking Brian McKnight, whatever. You know what I do before I bring them on the platform? I read their books. I study their stuff. I research their life because I want to have a meaningful debate or conversation or interview. The onus is on the person that invited you to the platform to better understand where you are, what you represent, if you did this, if you didn't. The onus is not on the person that is coming to do the interview. Right. So when you interview somebody, you're supposed to research them. Now, what I did as a person that was getting interviewed is I researched him. His responsibility is to familiarize himself and at least make himself knowledgeable, not walk in 30 minutes late, jump straight on the microphone and just get to talking and thinking that it's going to be a conducive conversation.
Come on, man. Come on, man. And y'all was giving him all these I haven't heard none of these niggas for real say nothing about Corey. And y'all giving all this nigga these passes, bro. All these, come on, man. That's why I say don't idolize these niggas, bro. Cause then you turn into niggas like this and shit. Over here just being biased and shit. Now I done seen times where I don't agree with Anton on shit. And niggas get to flaming him up on his panel. You feel me? I be like, oh, nah, nigga, nah, I don't agree with that one Anton. I ain't on the panel, but when I'm watching, this is what I'm saying. But come on, man. Y'all gotta stop it, bro. The whole situation from the jump then is unprofessional. You late to your own stuff, bro.
Cool.
That's not even smart.
And on top of that, I'm gonna say it again. You heard Anton in the damn video apologize for it. Did Corey apologize at all? Because I didn't hear him. Now, if y'all watching this, let me know if Corey apologized in that video, because I did not hear Corey apologize at all. But he definitely called that man an ass kisser of white men.
Agreed. So, but was y'all conversation about y'all content, but was your conversation about what was happening in real time?
No, why would you ask me questions
because I think
that is so blatantly, obviously false? Instead of at the very least, at least have your team give you some talking points and say, okay, listen, ask this question. This is meaningful. Ask them about this. At the very least, we don't even have to do a lot
lack
of
preparedness.
We got ChatGPT, we got Gemini, we got AI. You don't even have to do a lot of research.
I don't think you would trust Gemini to articulate what's your career. Hold on, real quick, Sean.
Yeah, I don't think.
I want to respond to Fantastic. Fantastic. You said Fantastic said we're not holding Corey to the same standard. This is why, because Corey is a comedian, and we hold Anton to the standard of an intellectual. We not holding Anton to the standard of a comedian. So those are two different perspectives. So just hold on.
Let me go out.
How was that fair? How was that fair? At the end of the day, this is still a grown man, though, conducting business. How was that? Ella, I disagree. I disagree on this one, Ella.
I feel like once we put ourselves in these spaces where we're having conversation about relationships, politics, emotional intelligence, lack thereof, manhood, progress, that's an intellectual space.
No, philosophical. Nobody should invite anybody onto their platform. Cam Newton.
No, I'm not pushing back on that. I'm pushing back on Fantastic saying we're not holding Corey to the same standard. We're not. Corey is not an intellectual. We think Anton is an intellectual.
Yeah, right? I got you. So again, if he's preparing himself for intellectual conversation and debate, he should be prepared. And that's what I'm saying. Even though it may not be his thing, and I said this time and time again, he's the funny man. He's a fucking professional comedian and good at it. All right, no one's taking that away from him. But once you step into asking the intellectual questions, you can't then negate it and keep saying that he don't know what he's talking about when you're not adept.
Well, so the thing is, both of this platform is entertainment. So when we're speaking, they both are entertainers. And whether he's an intellectual direction or whether he's a comedic direction, they're on an entertaining platform. And they both need to prepare for the entertainment, prepare for the show. And if he didn't prepare for the show, you got to put it on him.
All right, so watch this. I hadn't.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
Go ahead, Trey.
I'll pivot off Fantastic just to be fair across the board, right? Because I don't know either of the other gentlemen personally. So if y'all listen, I'm talking about what came out of Corey Holcomb's mouth. When Anton left, he said what I really wanted to talk about. He never specified what he wanted to talk about, but he made insinuations about somebody being a homosexual. I don't know if y'all caught that or not. So if that was that's what he did. That's what he said.
They said that.
So what I'm saying is,
and then another thing is, it's crazy, man. It's so crazy because y'all giving Corey these passes, and y'all also gave him a pass on calling Mika the B word. Now he was talking to a woman like that, and y'all still giving him a pass on disrespecting a woman. Come on, bro. This junk is crazy, bro. This is crazy.
That if that was what he wanted to communicate about, that's not a fruitful conversation. If we're going to go based off what Anton wanted to communicate, Anton wanted to communicate about versus what Corey wanted to talk about. So that's not a fruitful conversation. Now, I just want to ask Anton directly because I remember seeing, and this is going by how the whole situation manifested. Because I think I seen a super chat that you sent him, a $500 super chat that said, DM me, bro. Was that from you?
Yes, it was from me.
Okay, so you didn't know him prior to that show, right?
Personally, no. He
what I'm saying.
He reached out. We got some mutual acquaintances. For months, he had been reaching out around the time that MTR went on there, Reva went on there, Fawcett Media had went on there. He was saying that he kept saying for a few different shows that he wanted to have me on a platform.
Gotcha.
I didn't go on at the time that they went on because I said that I wanted to do it in person. So I went out to the West Coast and I was supposed to do No Jumper. Adam 22 got sick and he said that he wanted to reschedule. And so while I was still out there, what I like to do is I like to do all of the stuff at the same time. So while I was out in LA, I also was going to do Corey Holcomb. So I flew over to Vegas for a few days. And then I knew because the No Jumper thing was supposed to happen on Friday. So then I flew over to Vegas for 3 days. And then I flew back to Los Angeles on a Tuesday. So I reached out to him to expedite the process because when I finally got my schedule set up with No Jumper, you know what I'm saying? I didn't want him to look at the DM or to look at anything and say, oh man, I forgot it or whatever. While I was on the West Coast, I wanted to get his attention to let him know, hey, all right, cool. I'm available. I'm going to be over in your city. Let's do it in person. So I said, yes, I did send a super chat.
Gotcha. I was just trying to see how it manifested because I was watching it and then he said, yeah, I've been wanting to talk to you. So that did happen. I seen that in real time.
Yeah, he had been trying to get in touch with me and he had sent some people to get in touch with me. And then he I sent the super chat and I was like, check your DMs and then we set it up.
This was a good one, y'all. This was a good one. Go follow Philosophical channel, man. I'm gonna always put the link to the video in the description below. So click on it if y'all want to watch the rest. They getting into a lot. Good thing, hey man. Shout out to Love for asking that question after the whole nonsense that was going on because it was a bunch of nonsense going on in this whole interview at first, or not even interview, but whatever you want to call it. It was a lot going on at the beginning when Anton came on, tensions is high, I guess. And Picasso, I don't know what was up with Picasso. Shout out to Mr. Fantastic, man, because he was, you know what I'm saying, he was paying attention a lot. Shout out to Sean. Truth Teller, he finally had said something. World Class, he started getting better too, man. Like, y'all let me know what y'all think of this in the comments below. You feel me? I'm out.